Hi there, everybody. It is Ruth Pringle here from Blue Noun Language Hub, and I'm delighted to be speaking to Jade Arthur today. So this is an online English teacher feature, which is your opportunity to experience an online English teacher. This is for you if you're looking for an English teacher or coach or interested in learning English online. There's lots of options for learning. There's a huge variety of English coaches out there and English teachers. And this is your chance to just be in a room with one. Jade, I don't know very well. So although I have seen you on LinkedIn and I follow you and know your posts, it's a nice opportunity for me as well to discover your work and your styles and your interests as well, your passions for teaching. So Jade, where are you today?
Hi, I'm Jade, obviously. I'm living in Tennessee in the US. I've lived here for about 17, 18 years. I live in the city of Murfreesboro.
Okay, great. I have a good friend in Tennessee, so I'll get there one day. Yeah, and I have been there before. So we'll after the chat, we'll have a wee chat and find out if the bars are still as good as they were. Jade, you are an English language teacher, and you
Yes.
work online.
Yes.
Yes. So who do you help?
I primarily help adults that are looking for conversational practice, pronunciation practice, business English skills. And I mean, I love it. I've worked with groups, I've worked with individuals, and it's very rewarding and a great opportunity to be creative too.
Mm. Oh, tell me about the creative. That's like a little red flag for me. Or yes.
Well, when I first started, I was working at companies that had their own curriculum, which gave me practice with learning how to teach it, how it was structured, what it would look like. So I needed that in the beginning. And then as I started getting better and getting different opportunities, I ended up taking it kind of upon myself to create my own materials and see what would happen. And I found that not only did I have a lot of ideas, but I really enjoyed it. And I knew that the time I spent there was going to pay off later. So
Mm.
in the last 5 months or so, I know I've created, dozen, maybe 2 dozen different PowerPoint presentations about everything from, deep learning, machine learning, KPIs, key performance indicators in the gaming industry, to FOMO. So it's been a really fun journey for me, just coming up with ideas. And when I have an idea and I want to do something, just being able to do it and then introduce it into the classes. And I love it. I've used Microsoft Basic to create my PowerPoints, and yeah, I had a lot more up here than I thought I did.
Well, sure. And the more you do, the more you want to do as well. So like I am really I nerd out on class prep. Like I like to say I go in and go with the flow and like intuitive, but there's a real structured background of training, like you say, the English language training, and then also like knowing what conversation point can easily lead to the next conversation point. And yeah, again, like you, I love the class prep. I love it.
Yeah.
It's very creative. It's very fulfilling, and you've got your balance of the English language that you want to, like you're setting out to teach, but the opportunities to expand that. And I presume you adapt that per group and per individual as you go.
Yeah, it'll depend on on the moment kind of thing. I have adapted to some students that maybe were a little bit confused. Like one student, I was showing her the short and long vowel sounds
Mm-hmm.
of A E I O U, and she had trouble understanding how they sounded in words. So I've put an example word next to it
Mm-hmm.
so she could see the comparison. And so it's little things like that. And a pair of students wanted work with prepositions, so I had a little preposition part. So yeah, if there's something that I feel that they really want, and that could be adapted into the material very easily, then yeah, I'll add it and give them a little more practice, or bump it up a little bit more for my students.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I do this series of interviews is really, I think it's unfair to expect the students to know what they need in English. If I was suddenly to decide to take bagpipe lessons, there's no shortage of people around here who would like to kind of teach me in exchange for some money, but they're not all going to get results out of me. So when you're sitting about investing in English course, you've got to have this match, you've got to have this balance, and you don't need to understand in detail how the teacher is going to help you, but you do need to know how they're going to reach you and involve you and let you worry about how you're going to communicate the vowel sounds. And the point is you know where those difficulties in the English language are and how to help students navigate through that. And, for some people that won't be a problem. For others, it's a sticky point. And the longer you do it, the more you have these tools to help the learners through all these different parts. So I guess you work with people with different accents and different first languages.
Yeah, I've worked with Ukrainians. I've worked with Polish students in the past, Spanish students, for a time Taiwanese students. So yeah, I've definitely worked with different accents. Jewish students, there are different sounds that they have trouble with in each language. Like Ukrainians, the V and the W are they sound different. Like the V sounds like a W and the W sounds like a V. I've had students that have trouble. At least I have one student who has trouble with the H, like really emphasizing the h in words. So yeah, they'll have different letters of the alphabet that are not as pronounced, or different sounds. Like the I is very difficult for a lot of students. They'll pronounce it like E, and they don't get that I sound as well. So it's interesting to see how the accents run the gamut of challenges, that they're not able to pick up those sounds that are natural to me but unnatural for them.
And then, like, just the pronunciation work that you do, I'm always amazed in the transformation of ability and confidence that brings a learner. Like, being able to integrate pronunciation work into your class is so key. It's just so important for confidence, for people being able to express themselves clearly. Yeah, it's a lovely thing, and it's an art. It's a real art to be able to teach pronunciation well.
Yeah. I never set out to focus on pronunciation, but I had a student who was wanting more pronunciation work, and I ended up building an entire course around it. And he loved it. He actually just told me yesterday that I was the best teacher he's ever had for pronunciation, and it was really an honor. We went through it. We went through all the different letters of the alphabet, showing how letters are paired with other letters and make different sounds, and he really enjoyed it.
Wonderful. And then, so if you're working with different people, or what's your availability like? Do you have quite a flexible time schedule?
Yeah, it'll depend. For me, I guess being a tutor, it kind of changes all the time, depending on the students, because not everybody can do the same time every week. So, I'll have some. Right now, I've got availability in the mornings. Here that would be for Central Time, but for somebody else, it's going to be different. But yeah, so I have different times throughout the day, and more would be like working it out with the individual student and their schedule to see what could work, and if they can make it consistent.
Perfect. Yes. So just as an example, roundabout now is, like you said, you have time in the mornings. This this is morning for you.
Yes, this is morning for me. Yeah.
Okay, fabulous. And then I understand that you have a speciality, and that's working with gaming and the computer games.
Yes. Yeah. So computer games, video games, in general, mobile digital gaming. Yeah. I didn't know that that was going to be my specialty at all, but I grew up watching like gaming shows. So there was a channel in the U.S. called GSN,
Mhm.
and it had is it yeah, GSN, and they had gaming coverage and everything. I would watch um, the the E3 gaming conferences throughout the year.
Mhm.
Those are very popular, and they would air on television. I would go to IGN, which is a very popular gaming website, and read reviews. But you know, I had lost some interest in that over the years because some of those things had ended. Magazines had kind of died out, and the thread I had to gaming was Pokemon. It's been my love for many years.
Okay.
I love catching those little guys, and I still do. I still was playing it yesterday. I was playing it yesterday. I'm a big Pokemon fan. I've got
Okay.
little stuffed Pokemon dolls in my room. I mean, I love them, and so you know, I think the connection to that and the desire to help people understand how important gaming can be in relation to education was where I really saw a connection that I could work with. So I started to see that I knew a lot more about gaming than I ever realized. And I was the examples I would give for certain things related to gaming sometimes, and I just realized that I could teach that. I could help people that wanted to market their games because I understood what what that kind of world felt like to me. I knew the genres, I knew the types of gaming. I played a lot of games over the years, and it ended up becoming something really special to me and really meaningful. It really felt like an aha moment. And now I've got a course English for gaming marketing, where I talk about different slogans. You know, how to create a good slogan, how to create a good call to action, so people are going to come back to your website and buy your games. Obviously, I mentioned earlier about key performance indicators like retention rate and churn rate. So this is all important information that can be used if you're a gaming startup. You're kind of newer to the gaming world and you're not really sure how to market your game. You've got maybe some good English skills, but you're not really sure how to move your game from your country to an international audience. And it was really fun for me to see what was possible in this world with gaming, and again with education. So not only do I want to create a course about gaming marketing, but I love to gamify the learning. Gamification to me is really the future of learning. And I grew up playing computer games. There was a series called Jumpstart, and it taught me different things. I think I learned a song called echolocation. The bats use echolocation. Echolocation, I found my way, I found my prey. It was a whole song, and like that has stuck with me after so many years because I had fun learning it.
Mhm.
So gamifying, creating, fill in the blank games, quizzes, spinning the wheel, this is bringing the child out in the adult. And I'm still a child. I still play Pokemon. I still love games. I light up when I get to have fun. So why not adults? And so my goal is to combine all of that together, help people market their games, enjoy the learning process, and learn English and really love it.
You've got a real sweet package there because it's not just English for gaming. You're actually like kind of coaching people through releasing their product and getting their English perfect for the launch. And I mean, that's really remarkable and unusual and great. I can imagine a young designer really being able to take advantage of that and not just improving their English skills, but moving a theoretical half-designed game into a product that they can monetize. Like your English class could pay for itself.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and then this idea of making things fun and entertaining. It is important. We all have different ways of doing it, but you really are touching the kind of the dopamine side of things, aren't you? You're giving people really a happy, quick release, quick wins, which people like. They like. It keeps them coming back.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we don't like to just listen to a PowerPoint. I mean, it's all about engaging in it and learning through having fun. To me, that's something that a lot of people forget as we get older, that we still want to have fun when we're learning. And that's what I always want to bring when I'm teaching. So
I think a lot of people expect to not have fun in English language. They kind of sign up for the course through some form of necessity, and then they probably remember a past classroom experience that wasn't fun. And then from that, like if you can engage them in this way, it's amazing. That unlocks not just their English now, but their future, their ability to keep learning, to keep using English, and just be open to all the possibilities that having those language skills will bring. It's very exciting. Yes. God, I look forward to hearing more about your course and how I think we need are you looking for clients for this particular course? What phase are you in? Are you ready to launch?
Yeah, it's on the website Salatana, which is a new tutoring marketplace. And each lesson, there are 6 in it. Each lesson is $30. And yeah, and there's a lot of content there per hour to help with, you know, being able to understand how to market your games. But again, it's also English. So you're learning English, you're learning how to market your game. It's a win-win. So
absolutely. Is there a live element with that? Do they get to speak to you as well, or is it?
Oh yeah, no. It's literally a course of me working through the lesson with them, helping them understand those things. No, it's a live course with me that you can do, and I have different times on my schedule. So it'd be great if you're available, whoever's available, and to make it happen.
Okay, that sounds absolutely amazing. One of my hats, I've got a couple of hats. One of them is to work with art schools and art and design schools as a consultant and advisor for kind of putting a school-wide English strategy into their school. And I can see us working together in the future and developing something specifically for the digital art schools. It's quite exciting. Okay. So how do people, if they're watching this and you think, oh, she's got great energy, I'd like to work with her, how do they contact you, Jade?
Great. Yeah, you can contact me on LinkedIn on my I'm Make the Grade with Jade, so you can direct message me there, or you can contact me on Salatana as well.
Okay, that sounds absolutely perfect. Is there anything that you'd like to add in, or in terms of tips for English learners, or how should we as English teachers perhaps have some of this wonderful energy that you have?
I think that for me, what I just want to say is that when we combine education and recreation, we can move forward to make both something really powerful that doesn't have to be boring, that doesn't have to be only for children, and we can make it for us. And to have that energy comes from knowing I get to have as much fun as my students. And that's where teaching can be. I have the flexibility to make a creative, engaging, gamified world for my student and for me. And makes it fun.
That is where teaching should be, isn't it? So often it's not, but yeah, if it's going well, you really are enjoying your class as much as your students are, and that means enjoying. It doesn't mean you're both hating it. But that's the beauty. That's the beauty of being an online English teacher and an independent. You can work with people who share your passions in your field, and you can communicate in a you don't have to please everyone. You can just pick a circle of people who you can serve very, very well. So if you think this is you, do drop Jade a line and say hi to her on LinkedIn and start chatting about how she can help you make the grade with your English. Okay, awesome. Jade, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to say cheerio now. Thanks for watching. And yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.